This is Mrs. Har. Hi, Cameron, Elsie, Josiah, or Joshua. Schoology, it was weird for like 10 minutes there. It went blinked in and out. I don't know if any, Cameron, did you experience that at all? But now it seems like it is up and working, and so we might have a couple more people join us. Yep, you did. Okay. All right. So this week it was all about exercise, and Mrs. Har caught her first cold of the season. I know, the health teacher catching a cold. That happened last week, and now I'm fully recovered. So those of you that I did see at CSAP, I do apologize that I was in the throes of a cold, but now it's just about gone. But my lead-in, the reason I bring that up is I actually exercised through most of it, and I think that it got it to move quicker and made me feel better. So this week we're talking all about moving and fitness and aerobic exercise, in addition to all the other things that we've talked about. It really does. They've been shown, studies have shown that it does increase your immune system. So I guess I've been lucky that I haven't gotten anything so far, and for some reason I guess it wasn't enough to increase my immune system. But they recommend we all get about 20 to 30 minutes of some kind of moderate to vigorous exercise every day for optimal health. Joshua, it depends what's going on. I mean, if you have a fever, absolutely. But if you don't have a fever, Joshua's question was, I thought exercising while sick can make you sick. Can make you worse. And really, if it's congestion or respiratory, exercise actually can help keep things moving. When people tend to get sinus infections and bronchitis and pneumonia is when things stay still and they're not moving. We want the for lack of a better term, the juices flowing. You don't want to be stuffed up nasally, so you do want it all to come out and to blow your nose and get it out, because if you keep it in there, that's a better chance for it to pool and get an infection, which can lead to, in your head, it can lead to a sinus infection. And in your lungs, if it pools and you're not working those lungs hard, remember they're like a little pump, a muscle pump, and if you're pumping those, you're getting that fluid out of there quicker, and so it can't congeal in your lungs and then develop a reservoir for some kind of infection. So please keep that in mind when you are sick. It really does tend to help. The immune system is stimulated prior to hopefully help prevent you from getting it, but if you get it, it can decrease the duration and prevent, hopefully, it from moving into some kind of infection, sinus infection if it's stagnant too much up above, or in the chest. So keep that aware. If you are not able to consume fluids or you have a fever, do not exercise, because then you don't want to put your body at risk. You when you do have a cold, you want to consume as much fluids as possible, because you do want to keep your nasal drainage and all that drainage. You want it fluid as possible so it is moving quickly out of you. Okay, there's Mrs. Har's nurse note for the day. One thing I will mention is we're going to move in our next week, this week that we're starting on Wednesday morning, we're going to be talking about alternative exercise. And so any of you that have ever tried any kind of inversion, now I encourage you to make sure you're doing it with a professional around, but even if you try to stand on your head, even bending over and touching your toes, if you do have any kind of sinus congestion, that is excellent to getting things moving and going, and really kind of help alleviate sinus infection. So think about inversions when you're dealing with colds in the future, and that might really help. It also can help with headaches. So some of the alternative types of exercise that we're going to be looking at in the upcoming couple weeks here is things like yoga, where they do a lot of that, so that you get blood flowing to areas that you normally do not. So we stand upright and blood flows and travels one direction. We really want to keep things moving up and fresh. So, okay, Mrs. Har off her soapbox. So let's talk about what we have going on here. And our objectives is, if you're lifting weights, how to be safe, safety protocols, how to pick a sports or activity that's good for you, how to motivate and stay motivated, and explain why 1 hour of exercise will really help you, and SMART goals, setting SMART goals. So aerobic exercise, and I thought I loaded in, oh yeah, we talked a little bit about the benefits of aerobics exercise last week and this week, and I also brought up the immune system. It also mentally, the exercise overall has so many different components, as well as reducing stress levels, helping you sleep better, of course weight loss, strength, endurance, cardiovascular health, et cetera, et cetera. So aerobic exercise, you know, we can't find negative, we just have tons of positive for it. Okay, so my little yippee yay for you guys is, here's a little song to back it up. Because most of you guys dream about things like Amnesty Week, right? So my dream weavers out there, Nathan Engler, if you're listening, I already shared with you. I shared with a couple people at CSAP, but this week is Amnesty Week coming up for you guys. So this coming week, you do not have to do anything. I won't be opening the new week. You guys have a week to get caught up in my class if you're not already, and or in other classes. So Amnesty Week for you all. What this means, Amnesty, is you don't have work in my class next week. The only thing I ask for you to do starting this Wednesday until next week is somehow look at increasing your exercise level. And if you want to earn extra points in my course, if you can go ahead and try a new class or activity, even do a video. If you want to earn up to 10 points extra credit, what you're going to do is email me and say, Mrs. Har, I tried yoga at such and such studio with such a teacher, and this is what I thought about it. Or I tried Tai Chi, or I tried bar class, or spin class, or I did an exercise video. Something out of the norm that you don't usually do. If you send that to me, you can get extra credit. Otherwise, for Amnesty Week, what it is, Elsie, is you are off for the entire week. So you have a week to make up anything that you might be missing, get caught up on things, take a breather, increase your daily exercise levels, and try to implement some of the things we've talked about, and also get caught up in your other class. So what it is, basically a gift for you guys for this next week. I know you've been busy with CSAP. Our juniors have been getting ready to register for ACT, and our seniors, oh boy, you guys have everything on your plates thinking about graduation coming up. So Cameron, Elsie, just Joshua, how does this make you feel? Quick poll here. Anybody? Yeah, sounds good. That's why I did Dreamweaver. It's like what we all dream of, a break. Oh, an unexpected break. So you guys deserve it. So if you want to earn, the stars are aligning your favor. Awesome. Joshua, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys, if you want to earn extra credit during this Amnesty Week, go try a class. And for 10 points, you got to email me, Mrs. Har, and say, Mrs. Har, this is the class I tried. You don't have to get anything signed. I'm doing the honesty thing here. And tell me what you thought, what kind of class and what club you did it at, or if you watched a video, what video it was, and what your experience was while doing it. So I just really want you guys to kind of branch out and try something new. You never know, because each one of us will find an exercise that works best for us. We're all unique, and different things motivate each one of us. So check it out next week and explore it during your Amnesty Week. So as far as sports safety, if you guys are participating in any group sports, please be aware that wearing things like helmets to reduce the chances of head injuries, mouth guards, these things, they suggest them because it has been proven to really protect you. So please be aware of that. Whatever sport you're participating in, sports safety is huge, and you really want to protect. I mean, you don't appreciate your teeth until you've knocked some of them out. You don't appreciate not having a head injury until you've experienced one. So, or scraping up your knee badly if you've fallen and you don't have knee pads on. So just be aware of that. Skiing as well in this time of year, make sure you're protecting yourself. So when you guys are doing strength training, my biggest recommendation for you guys is make sure aerobic is really what we're going to push as you guys are still developing. But if you start to move into strength training, start off with your body weight to begin with first. And what I mean by your body weight is push-ups are excellent. Things like plank. Anything where you're using your own weight of your body to support your, and then using your arms, that is the perfect way to start off because you're not going to be doing too much. And then eventually move to, weight strength training with weights if you want to go that way, or bands. But make sure you're using proper technique and moving slow before you start any strength or weight training, because the last thing you want to do is possibly injure yourself. Now, weight training as adolescents, we really don't want to promote this too much because you guys are still developing and growing, believe it or not. If you do decide you want to do that, and I know some football players and different sports, they do this, make sure that you are doing it in a safe atmosphere where you're making sure your technique is correct, because so many times if people use the wrong technique, then they potentially could cause some major injuries. So safety is of the utmost concern at all times when you're especially weight training and any kind of strength training. Any questions so far on that? As you can tell, Ms. Har, when you're adolescents, I really promote cardiovascular movement exercises. Anything else is a bonus, but the cardiovascular, just get out there and start moving, and that heart muscle is the one I'm most concerned about right now. Any questions, Cameron? Elsa? Joshua? Nope. Okay, you guys are still in shock about Amnesty Week. It's all good. Okay, so we talked about motivation. Each and every one of us is motivated by different things. And I don't want to ever try to tell you guys what to motivate yourself. But, I really want to ask of you guys to consider increasing your movement or branching out and trying something different. So next week with this Amnesty Week, I really want you to kind of look at motivation as you did, as you set up your SMART goals. Think about those and really go, how would this, give it a chance and see how it would make you feel and if it really can impact. You never know what it'll be, what will motivate you that can really change your life for the better. And remember, I'm talking about small little baby steps that you are going to impact your health, not only in the short term, but the long term. But as I'm talking about this, and next week if you try some, let's say you go, okay, I'm going to try this whatever class. CrossFit's a big, huge thing that's out there. So is, Body Pump. That's another one out there. Whatever class you guys decide, if you decide to try one, just be careful, go slow, and listen to what the instructor says. You do want to be able to walk and move the next day without being too sore. So safety first. Now about SMART goals. We talked a little bit about this. I know you guys know about making goals that are specific, measurable, things that you can kind of articulate. Make sure that you are, and they're timely and they're realistic. You really want to develop goals that are not overreaching, because we have to make sure that we can reach those. So even a small little goal like I'm going to go up and down the stairs twice a day, 3 times a week, that's a huge goal. That's great. It's going to make a big impact, and it's not too hard to try to follow through. So keep in mind about the SMART goals you set up this week and your motivation. It's all about you and figuring out what makes you tick. So my MHTA for today is, it's all about you. Find exercise that works for you. So Cameron, Elsa, and Joshua, you guys don't need to do anything because I'm going to put it in there. For everybody else watching this, put in the Dropbox, it's all about you and what makes you work for exercise. Find something individual that's for you. So in the Dropbox, you can put what works for you, or you can just put it's all about finding something for you individually, for what motivates you, for what works for you for your exercise program. Okay, so I think we met our objectives. Next week is Amnesty Week. The week after is when we go ahead and talk about all the different forms of exercise. So hopefully by then you guys have tried it and you can help share in the discussion on that. All right, thanks everybody for joining me. Happy TCAP week for all of you guys out there. And I'll put you out in some music.